This is the story of Kathy Ablin and Keith Lance. Keith and Kathy live in separate towns close to St. Louis. Keith goes to school with Calvin Dean at MMA, which stands for Men's Military Academy. Kathy's mom, Gigi, and Calvin Dean's moms were friends and decided to set them up on a date. So Calvin Dean and Kathy and Calvin Dean's sister, Nancy, and Keith decided to go on a double date. So they get in the car, and Calvin Dean and Kathy are in the front seat, and Kathy keeps looking in the back seat to Keith and flirting because he looks cute, really cute. So she's making super flirty eyes with Calvin. Nope. Yep, Calvin. Yes, Calvin Dean in the back seat. No, not Calvin. She's flirting with Keith in the background, in the back seat. And they're making eyes, and they're super into each other. I hate this. So next, Keith and Kathy see each other at a group gathering at a lake, but they don't go out yet. They finally decide to go out, and Keith comes to Kathy's house. And after Gigi arrives to the door, he says, "Is your sister home?" And Gigi loves this and is thrilled and goes and gets Kathy. So their first date, they go to a dinner and movie. The dinner is a burger joint. They go, it's the kind of burger joint that you tuck to the wall and order your meal. Kathy says, "What are we eating?" "Just dinner. Are we having a snack?" And Keith says, "Anything you want." Kathy says, "All right. I would like a burger, a fries, a drink." And he looks at her and looks at the ordering machine and says, "I'll take a small drink." Because he clearly can't afford everything that Kathy eats, takes, orders. Oh. After dinner, they go to a movie. They go see Billy Jack. I think it's about Indians. I don't know. So Keith and Kathy are enamored with each other, and Keith clearly wants to propose to Kathy. But Kathy says, "Shouldn't we be engaged? Shouldn't we say to my father, this is my fiance?" And he says, "I will ask you when I want to ask you." So he buys a ring, buys a diamond. He shows his mother. His mother says, "If you're gonna buy a ring, if you're gonna spend your money on a diamond, then I would rather you spend your money on this." And so she gives him a bigger diamond that he doesn't spend money on. Okay, so it's super romantic, and he decides he's going to propose. So they go to a pizza place, and he says, "You want this?" And she does. She wants it big time. So he gets her home on curfew. She goes downstairs to tell her mom that they're engaged, and Gigi says, "Are you sure you're good enough for him?" And she says, "Yeah, I am. So they're engaged. So it's time to plan their wedding, and Kathy is excited and thinks she's ready to plan the wedding, but Gigi is a little more excited. So Kathy's like, all right, do whatever you want to do. And Gigi's like, all right, I'll plan the whole thing. The only thing Kathy really wants is bridesmaid dresses. She says, I love this. I love the, okay. I love the, okay. Hold on. What's the word I'm looking for? Fabric, yes. I love the fabric, so I want this fabric, and I'm going to make all the bridesmaid dresses, and the only thing I really want is parasols, and that's my favorite thing about this wedding. And other than that, you can plan the whole thing, Gigi. So we're at the wedding day, and everyone's waiting, and Keith is super hungover. And he's trying to get into the chapel, but because he's so hungover, he is jiggling the handles and can't get in and couldn't figure it out. But he finally gets in, and the wedding's at 2 p.m. Then they have a beautiful ceremony, and Gigi's fantastic planning led to a beautiful what's it called? Gigi's fantastic planning led to an accordion player, which everybody loved. So their wedding night, they go to St. Louis and they order Reuben sandwiches, and they open all of their wedding gifts and count their wedding money and have a delightful evening. No, please don't put that in there. So they're happily married for a couple years, and then they find out they're married. They know they're married. They find out they're pregnant. Kathy goes to the hospital. They call her and say that your test comes out positive, and her friends are in town, so she doesn't want to make much noise. So she says, okay, thank you so much. Then she gets off the phone and she's ready to make the announcement to everybody, and realizes she's not positive what your positive means. So she calls them back and asks them, and they say that that means that she's pregnant and she should come in as soon as possible because of her reaction. It's a pretty easy pregnancy. She has no morning sickness. Kathy ends up being 2 weeks late. At about 8 p.m., she goes to the hospital. At that point, the nurses and doctors say that Keith should go home because it takes a while to have a baby. He goes home. He's a little anxious. He decides that he's going to come back. So about 2 hours later, he comes back, and Jimmy is born around 2 p.m. that evening. So Jimmy's born, and Jackie is not planned by Keith, but she is by Kathy. And they decide, or no, Kathy decides that it's time to have another baby. And so a couple years later, they have a delightful baby girl. She's born 3 weeks early. Kathy is by herself and says to a neighbor, can you take care of my son, Jimmy? And she says, yeah, I can do that for you. But they don't know each other that well. And so she leaves Jimmy, she goes to the hospital, she drives herself. And then Keith, because he's super important, I think, has to have somebody come with him. So he says, will you come with me? And everybody's like, oh, no, I will not come with you because it takes forever to have a baby. So finally, this super nerdy guy that's very nice says, I'll come with you. And then Keith says, you can come with me, but you have to come with a walkie-talkie because I'm on alert. And by the time Keith gets there, it happens within an hour, so it's super fast. And this guy is so nice to come with Keith. I don't remember his name now, but it's very nice. And Jackie's tiny, like she is today, and delightful, like she is today, and yeah, that's how they have Jackie. So Keith and Kathy have two babies, a boy and a girl, and they have a dog, and they think their family's complete, but it's not. It's not complete. They need one more baby. So Kathy thinks she's pregnant, so she takes a test. She places it on Keith's dresser, and they look at it together. I'm uncomfortable telling this story. Okay. So she places it on their dresser, on Keith's dresser, and they watch it turn together, and they both shrug and say, all right, we're pregnant. So Keith and Kathy are in the hospital, ready to have Karen. They're waiting for the doctor, and Keith says, she does this really fast. So Kathy births this baby, and she's big, but she's easy. No, that's weird. Don't say that. Turns out it's a perfect baby, and she sleeps through the night within 2 hours because she's amazing, and she's me. So with the birth of me, the family was totally complete, unless you want to count Riff Raff, which is sort of complete, and then babies and Ricky. Lance family's complete. I don't even think I know what's in a Baby Ruth. Because I don't know what's in it, I say I don't like it.
It's what you don't know that scares you.
Yeah, exactly.